Job Center's Employer Highlight Series. For those of you that don't know, my name is Scott Johnson. I'm the Job Center operator, and we are excited today to have Marker Construction with us. More importantly, Lexi Roby, who is their recruiting and training coordinator. Lexi, welcome to our Employer Highlight Series.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Scott. This is exciting.
It is. I love our Employer Highlight Series because it gives us a chance to help connect our community with some of the great employer partners that we have. And, for me, Marker Construction is definitely one of those. Maybe if we start the conversation out by just having you give us a little bit of background about Marker Construction. I think your leadership is awesome. So give you a chance to kind of tell us about Marker.
Yeah, for sure. So as you mentioned, we're a general contractor and real estate development company. We've been around, family owned, been around for over 65 years, and we are currently women owned and operated.
That is wonderful. I know I've talked to Allison on several occasions, and she brings such a great energy, to anything and every project that you guys are a part of, which I think is definitely something that's great. I think one of the things that's always really important for me in helping to connect our community and our job seekers to great employment opportunities is to really help play matchmaker. And, for me, part of that is talking about the culture of an organization and that type of thing. So if you want to take a couple of minutes and maybe tell us a little about, Marker Construction's culture and really how you guys operate on a day-to-day basis with your employees.
Yeah, absolutely. So our culture here at Marker, I think could be described as collaborative, team oriented. We're a construction company. We expect all of our associates to work hard, no matter what their job title is, what their position is. We expect them to work hard and have fun while they're doing it, because we think you should love your job, and if you love your job, then you should be having fun, right? Um, we are, as I mentioned, family owned. So there's a strong sense of family here at Marker. And I think that plays a big part into our community engagement that we do, that is supported by leadership as well as our associates. And also we have a very philanthropic culture, where, we give back a lot. And I just think our community engagement, philanthropy, it's all embraced by our associates, and it's just, I've had a few jobs and there haven't been quite like the culture that we have here at Marker.
It's always amazing when you find that fit and you just feel like you're at home, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know. I think one of the things that's really important to probably highlight as we're talking about all of this is the type of projects that Marker Construction normally works on.
Mhm.
Because, I think for some individuals, when they think of construction, they immediately think of things like single family homes, others think of large commercial. So maybe let's talk for a little bit about the type of projects that you guys normally work on to put kind of a scope around where the employment opportunities might sit.
Yeah. So we are a commercial contractor, but we do projects in a variety of different divisions. We have our multifamily mixed use division, healthcare, K through 12, higher education, civic projects. And then we also do specialty projects. So like we've done exhibits at the zoo, Zoombezi Bay, things like that. We do renovations, like historical renovations, um, religious. That's what I was trying to think of, religious.
So what I'm hearing is more than likely anywhere any of our viewership might go, they're probably going to see some type of a project that Market Constructions had a part in.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I was talking to one of your other employees. It's probably been 6 or 12 months ago. And one of the things that we were talking about with all of the growth that we're seeing in Columbus and Franklin County, without the type of work that Market Construction does, it's not possible. When you think about increasing our infrastructure, when you think about the new larger manufacturing opportunities that we're going to have here, we also have to have, as you mentioned, K-12. We have to have schools. We have to have hospitals and everything. And so really, you guys are at the forefront of helping provide the infrastructure to the community to be able to allow that growth to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just a fact that it won't happen, if there's not construction companies and if we don't have, the associates that we need to get all of these jobs done, because construction is a booming industry for sure. I mean, you can't drive anywhere without seeing something under construction.
No,
So,
you're definitely right, especially near downtown right now.
yeah, right.
It's always a challenge coming in to see what I'm gonna have that's new each day. I think the other thing about the industry that's fascinating to me is how technology continues to change the way that you guys do the work that you do. You mentioned that it is hard work, and I think that will always be the case with that line of, or that industry. But you've really had to embrace as a company the way that technology and new materials have changed the way that you do some of the work, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. We have like a virtual design and construction manager, and he has a lot of like the new technology, like some like virtual reality and things like that. We also have a design build aspect to our company as well, and so they're putting the plans together when they're brand new projects, and kind of helping the owner envision what it will look like, and seeing things in 3D and modeling those. So it's all very interesting, new technology coming every day.
And it really helps you be more efficient in the way that you do things, because I don't know about you, but I always like to do things once. And the last thing I ever want to do is start something and be like, yeah, I don't like that. We need to change it.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a huge advantage too.
Yeah.
So I think as we talk about culture, another piece that always fascinates me when I talk to different companies is the ability for someone to grow and advance within an organization. So maybe let's talk a little about how you handle that at Marker Construction.
Okay. Yeah. So we offer on-the-job training opportunities, as well as we extend opportunities to our associates to attend external trainings. We have a tuition reimbursement program, should somebody want to further their education, formal education, I should say. But we here at Marker, we are willing to grow and develop you as much as you want to, because we want you to have the career that you want. And if that's in a different role or something like that, that's something that we're always open to.
Yeah, and I think that's the other unique aspect of an industry like construction, because there is an IT component to it. There's obviously like a human resources administrative component. There are so many different smaller niches within the company. And yet, to me, that's the exciting thing. Even if you come in as a general laborer, you have the exposure to all these different lines of business and all the different nuances within each. So you really can find that spot that fits you best.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Awesome. So for those who just joining us, if you aren't aware, we're talking to Lexi Roby, who's the recruitment and training coordinator for Marker Construction during our employer highlight series today. I do want to go ahead and kind of preview something we're going to talk about a little later, and that is that Marker Construction will be our Thursday with an employer this week at the Job Center. And for those that aren't familiar, our Thursday with an employer is a chance to sit down and talk to an employer that we have on site at 11 a.m. And we help you navigate all the ins and outs of the company and really figure out if you want to apply for any of their open positions. And if so, we help you start that hiring process and that application process right away. So if you have an interest in that, you can always go to our website, omjcfc.org/Thursday to get registered for that. And we'll have more information on the positions that Lexi's going to highlight a little later in this conversation. So before we get into the nuts and bolts of the hiring process and what all of that looks like, maybe let's take a few minutes and talk about benefits, because I know for a lot of individuals, the benefits are as equally important as pay and some of those other things.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned before on our culture, I think that's one of those, maybe some people wouldn't consider them like an actual benefit, but I think that's something that everybody should consider when looking for a job. So our welcoming and inclusive culture, we have competitive compensation. We do have health insurance. We pay 70% of those premiums. And then we also offer vision, dental, short-term disability, life, all of those things. We have a 401k with our employer match. We have paid time off, paid holidays. As I mentioned, the continuing education tuition reimbursement. We have a bonus program as well, profit sharing. And then we also have a fitness reimbursement program as well.
So definitely a lot of things for someone to consider, anytime you have the opportunity to earn additional funds and bonuses and profit sharing, that's always a big win, right?
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I've noticed we've had across the bottom. If you're interested in positions, you can always go to buildwithmarker.com/careers as well to kind of start exploring everything that Marker has to offer. One question on the health insurance: is it a 90-day wait for that to go into effect?
Oh, no. So it is, you're eligible the first of the month after date of hire.
Okay. So that is a big win because a lot of companies have that 90-day wait.
Yeah.
So something obviously that's a little extra and amazing that you guys do. So let's talk about candidates for a minute.
Okay.
What would an ideal candidate for some of your open positions, what type of skills and traits would they possess?
So honestly, our ideal candidate, somebody who will work hard, as I've mentioned, somebody who will work well on a team, because a lot of the things that we do here at Marker, we're all a team and we're all working together. We're looking for people who are willing to grow and develop themselves professionally and also help the company grow and develop, and somebody who wants to build a career with our company. We have entry level positions. So we welcome those with experience, of course. But also if you're looking to give construction a try, then we honor that too.
That's wonderful. Having mentioned that Marker's been in existence for a while, obviously, I'm sure you have several long-term employees right now that can talk about that ability to grow with the company and everything. So that's incredibly exciting. So when we talk about the hiring process itself, maybe can you take a minute and kind of walk us through the different elements of that when someone would apply for a position with Marker?
Yeah, absolutely. So, they'll fill out an application that can either be done on our website, or you could also come into one of our two offices. We have our office there in Columbus, and then we also have an office in Bell Fountain. So you can come into one of the offices, fill out an application online, and then from there we evaluate all candidates that we receive. And then if we are interested, then we will schedule an interview with the hiring manager. And then on occasion, that might lead to another interview and maybe even a third interview, just to meet with additional team members, just to make sure that the person is a right fit for us, and also that we are the right fit for the candidate as well, because that's equally as important. And then after that, then we check supervisory references, and if those come back favorable, then we move forward with the job offer, and that is contingent upon background check and drug screen, of course. And then from there, then we schedule the start date, depending on what works for the candidate. And then on first day, I don't know if you want this information too, but so your first day would be orientation. We have HR orientation, and then followed by a safety orientation for all of our associates. And excuse me, everybody has to do drug-free workplace training on their first day as well. And then for our field associates, all of our field associates get trained with OSHA 10 before they go out to the job site.
So you mentioned a couple of things that are really important that I want to focus on here in a second. But you did mention background checks.
Yes.
And so I know for our viewership, it's really important to understand what you look for in backgrounds. Are you a fair chance case by case employer, or are there specifics that you can share around what may be an issue in a background?
Yeah, we evaluate it case by case basis. Because we also have to follow, some of our clients have background check requirements as well. So that's why we evaluate it all on a case by case basis.
Yep, and that's important to understand, in particular when you work in an educational space or in a healthcare space. There are some requirements of the industry that are even outside of the scope of what you guys do, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So one of the things that you mentioned in that whole process, and I appreciate you really laying it out, in that detail, because I think it's very helpful for someone to know what to expect. But I notice a huge focus on safety.
Yes.
And I think that's really important, and we should highlight that, because you're definitely setting employees up with the ability to be safe and successful with the way that you onboard. Is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. We, that's another aspect of our culture that I didn't mention earlier. But we are very safety oriented and very safety driven here at Marker. So like I said, even our interns, if they're coming on, our field interns, they all have to have, everybody has to have OSHA 10 before they can go on a job site. And that's just, another additional layer of safety for, all of us. So.
Yeah. That's absolutely wonderful. And, I applaud you guys for taking that approach, because being safe in the workplace is definitely not something that you can't put too much focus on that.
Right.
Okay. So we've talked about the history of Marker, the great culture that you guys have, benefits and everything. As I mentioned earlier, Marker Construction and Lexi and the team will be on site this Thursday at our job center. April 7th at 11 a.m. If you have an interest in attending our Thursday with an employer, you can visit omjcfc.org/Thursday. You can always call us at 614-559-5052. You can walk in the door and let us know you want to register for the event. But we love having a connection between our employer partners and our job seekers. So we really encourage you, if you have an interest in working for Marker, to register to come to that event. Because it'll be a great opportunity to start that application process with Marker and to learn even more about them. So with that being said, 18 minutes in, we know why a lot of people are watching. Let's talk about those open positions that you have right now.
Okay. So we're always looking for skilled tradespeople, always looking for laborers. We are also looking for an administrative assistant at our office in Columbus. So yeah, skilled trades, carpenters, framers, concrete finishers, steel erectors, masons, all of those things, laborers. Yeah.
So in that space, what if I've never worked on a construction site a day in my life? Am I still a decent candidate?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we look at every application that comes in. So if you're somebody who doesn't have construction experience, I think right now we're experiencing a lot of people who are moving to, there's so many jobs out there, and they're moving to a different industry, a different role, a different position, whatever it might be, just to give something else a try. And that's, we would welcome that in the construction industry as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's wonderful. And I always like to mention that, because a lot of times when we think about people that are applying, you always, as an employer, want that person who has experience. You want someone who's been 5-10 years on the job, knows how to do it. But at the same time, with the training aspect that you offer at Marker, it's great to get those individuals who don't have that experience, so you can really teach them the Marker construction way.
Yep.
And get them acclimated to the team in a really positive way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. We, like you said, we're, welcome people with experience, obviously. But even those who are wanting to try something new and thinks that the industry might be for them, definitely.
Yeah. Awesome. So one thing that you can do as a job seeker is visit buildwithmarker.com/careers. We have the URL on the screen right there to really look at all of the open positions that are there. I know we talked about a few of them today, but if you come to our Thursday with an employer, be sure to visit the website ahead of time so you really understand all of those wonderful open positions that Lexi and the team have at Marker Construction, so you can start that application process. Lexi, we've talked about a ton of stuff today, and I really, really appreciate you taking the time with us. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you feel like everybody should know about Marker Construction?
Um, I don't think so. I think we've covered just about everything. I mean, thanks for the opportunity to be here in this setting. This is fun and interesting. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else. You can always, like, if anybody has questions, they can always call. If they want to know more about a position, we are open to that as well. You can always give us a call.
Yep, definitely get it. If you get a chance, though, register for our Thursday with an employer this Thursday. I can't say that enough. We have a ton of resources here at our job center for individuals who are either unemployed or underemployed. So I think there's a lot of wonderful opportunities. Lexi, I can't thank you enough today for joining us for what I believe is your first live social media experience. I told you you survived, did, right?
Yeah, this is my debut. This is my debut.
So it's always fun, but we really like taking this time, as I mentioned at the start of this, to really help our community get to know some of our great employer partners. And I think you, Allison, the entire team at Marker Construction definitely fits that bill, because you provide such opportunities within the community, and you guys are obviously making a difference with the projects that you're completing. So I want to say thank you for your time here today, for being a great employer partner. And we really hope to have a bunch of job seekers here for you on Thursday to help fill some of those open positions that you have. So as a reminder, everybody, Marker Construction will be here one last time, April 7th, 11 a.m. You can register at omjcfc.org/Thursday, or you can call us at 614-559-5052 for more information. We look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks for our next employer highlight. Lexi, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. Everybody have a great day.